welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. 1 day to go until the transfer window officially opens. Business starts. Things get going, hopefully, because we've been very quiet so far. There's been loads of rumours. Nothing's sort of been done really early yet by Arsenal. They're obviously behind the scenes working hard and looking at a lot of options, but tomorrow it officially opens. Same day, of course, that the Euros officially starts. That first game kicking off, Scotland versus Germany, is going to feature two of our players, of course, Kai Havertz and Kieran Tierney. Don't forget him, who could be possibly on the move this summer. So interesting times ahead. But lots of players still being linked with Arsenal. This first one, again, I'm like, what? Now, yesterday, I spoke about how Andre Lunin of Real Madrid, goalkeeper, was being linked to Arsenal. I'm like, well, why? We're just about to sign Raya. Raya will be Arsenal's first signing, probably when that transfer window opens. That's going to be done. Why do we need Lunin? I mean, I know that, there's a possibility that he could leave. I know he's a top goalkeeper. But we've got Raya. We don't know what we're doing with Ramsdale. We've got Khan Hine that we're apparently signing on to a new longer-term deal. What, another goalkeeper? How many goalkeepers are we going to have, right? So that was the link yesterday to the Ukrainian international. Today, we're being linked with Diogo Costa of FC Porto. Top goalkeeper, by the way. He's been linked. Sport Witness and via Ojo in Portugal, claiming that Arsenal are monitoring the Porto goalkeeper and are showing an interest in him. He has a release clause of £64 million. He's not a regular goalkeeper. He's a top goalkeeper. We saw when he played against us. Very, very good at playing the ball out from the back, etc. Arsenal said to be monitoring his situation. I mean, I'm not going to discount it. I said this yesterday. Not discounting it. When we went and got Ramsdale, I was shocked by that. You know what I mean? We had Leno. When we went and got Raya, I was shocked by that. You know what I mean? So nothing would shock me on the goalkeeper front, but I see it as highly unlikely. But that is one of the players being linked, yet another goalkeeper with Arsenal today. Arsenal also being linked with a left-back. Now, that's more realistic. We don't know what's going to happen with Zinchenko. As I mentioned, Kieran Tierney looks like he's going to be moving on. Nuno Tavares also looking to move him on as well. So a left-back is definitely a position that Arsenal are looking at filling. And another name has emerged, and that is Milos Kerkez of Bournemouth. He had a really, really good season. He's in the Hungarian national team to be playing at the Euros. He's a Hungarian international. Still only 20, left back, really quick, really strong, really aggressive in his play, really, catching the attention of a lot of teams around Europe, and especially in the Premier League, where he really, really impressed. Now, he's been linked to a lot of clubs around the Premier League. But Ben Jacobs, the journalist, claims that Arsenal are one of those clubs that are showing an interest in Milos Kerkez. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, see how that one goes. He is very, very young, still only 20 years of age. So when you look at a player of that, is that a replacement or is that a player who comes in underneath an existing player? Interesting one that we're going to have to wait and see how that one pans out. There's also a link today to Jules Kounde of Barcelona, a really, really good player. Centre-back who's very, very versatile. He can play right back, left back, and we know that Mikel Arteta loves these sort of versatile centre-backs. Also been interested in Kounde before he went to Barcelona. But he's been at Barcelona. He's been doing, well over the years for them. Now, according to Football 365, there are reports that Barcelona are willing to sell him this summer. As a matter of fact, it's conflicted reports, because I've also seen other reports that say that, Barcelona don't really want to sell him. They want to keep him, but these are how these rumours spread around. Furthermore, they go on to say that Arsenal would be willing to do a swap deal of Thomas Partey and Eddie Nketiah for Jules Kounde. Now, listen, that sounds, easy to do according to, but I don't know. I'm not sure about this rumour. Thomas Partey and Eddie Nketiah for Jules Kounde. I mean, listen, he's valued at around about £40 million, probably be worth a lot more than that. I think Barcelona would want for him. He's a French international with the French squad for the Euros. I don't see this one. I really don't. It's one of those rumours out there. You know what we do on here. We talk about the rumours that have been, put out there. But I don't know, man. I look at that one and I think, but it's a rumour. So let's see how it all pans out. Victor Osimhen of Napoli. What is going to happen to Victor Osimhen of Napoli? £110 million is the release clause that was put in place by the president of Napoli last season when they signed him onto a new deal. Probably at that time they thought, yeah, we'll get that next season. Now at the moment, it's gone really, really quiet. The big suitors that you thought might come in for him are not coming in for him. PSG are looking at that £110 million and saying, absolutely no way. They need to replace Mbappe, but they're not going to pay that. And lots of other top clubs around Europe, including Chelsea, who was said to be one of the favourites to sign him, are not prepared, probably not got that money to pay that release clause on one player this transfer window. And you can put Arsenal into that bracket as well. So will that price for him be lowered? And there's been rumours that price could get lowered to around about, the 75s, £70 million mark, which would be a much more realistic type fee that maybe a club like Arsenal might say, well, actually, he's worth getting. Now, according to two publications over in Italy, both based in Napoli, Calcio Napoli 24 and Tutto Napoli, they claim that Arsenal have opened talks with Victor Osimhen's representatives. Now, it's talks at this stage. That doesn't mean that, a signing is going to get done, but probably they're exploring the possibility of maybe getting a deal done. We know that the Benjamin Sesko thing's no longer going to happen. He's decided to stay at RB Leipzig and develop. Victor Osimhen is a top player. Even in a poor season last year, he still scored 17 goals in the Italian league. Scoring 17 goals, you have to equate that to even a bit more because they have such good defences in that league. He's been scoring goals for years. He's a goal scorer. And goal scorers, players that guarantee you goals, are in very short supply. I think his game, when you look at his all-round game, would be so suited to the Premier League. He's quick, he's aggressive, he's strong, and as I said, he scores goals. And we saw a lot of games last year where Arsenal, despite the amount of goals we scored, despite how well we did in front of goal, could possibly have scored more goals or locked off games with the amount of chances that we missed. So Victor Osimhen would be a great signing, in my opinion, for Arsenal. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. I think that's the type of signing that possibly takes Arsenal to another level. But it's going to be on this price. The Napoli president drives a hard bargain. As I said, that price is probably going to have to come down. The only people who are going to pay that money are the Saudi Pro League. There's a couple of clubs over in Saudi Arabia have already sort of made noises to say, we'd be interested. But it's what does Victor Osimhen, who's still in his prime at 25, want to go to play in Saudi Arabia and just collect the bag, right? Or does he want to come to the Premier League where he'll still collect the bag, but, will really be able to test himself against the best if he came to Arsenal, play in the Champions League as well, have a chance of winning the league? I mean, it's going to be down to the player, and it's going to be down to the owner. But talks have begun. Let's hope that those talks can hopefully be fruitful. But Victor Osimhen, again, linked today with Arsenal. And there's a striker that we've already got in our youth ranks, Chido Obi, only 16, absolutely brilliant last season, scored 32 goals. That was a new record in under-18s Premier League football. Start of the week, he was heavily linked with a move to Bayern Munich. It was set that it was literally done. And that he was on the verge of going to Bayern Munich. But that hasn't happened yet. Arsenal's still in talks with him. They're trying to get him onto sort of like a scholarship and then to sign him on a permanent deal following that. They don't want to lose him. When you've got a player that scored 32 goals in a season and he's that young, you need to hold on to that player at all costs. But it's a tricky deal to get done because, you know, Bayern Munich are really interested. Lots of other clubs around Europe are interested in him as well. This is the conundrum that Arsenal have when they have these great young players. The young players are looking at it and thinking, well, you know what, I want to play. I want to have a pathway to play. And if Arsenal are looking at, as I just said, your Victor Osimhen, you've got Havertz, an international player, you're right down the pecking order as a striker. And you want to play, you know, strikers need to play every week, really, to get that goal count ticking over all the time. So hopefully Arsenal can get a deal done for Chido Obi, and this can be sorted out. But let's keep an eye on this one. But it's not dead yet, apparently. It's not done that he's going to Bayern, and Arsenal's still trying to negotiate to keep this young starlet at the club. So those are the rumours today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to check out Talking Transfers. That's going to be live today at 5 p.m. UK time. 5 p.m. UK time. Make sure you check out Talking Transfers. We're going to be running our eye over a lot of the players that have been linked with Arsenal this week with our panel. So make sure you check out Talking Transfers live at 5 today. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.